Hey guys, what's up my people? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to my channel, Pillow Talk with your girl Rimby. And on this channel I talk about everything to do with love, relationships and heartbreak. So if you're new here, grab your drink, okay? Grab your drink, sit comfortably because we're about to talk. If you're a regular, hi girl, hope you're doing well. I don't know what you guys are sipping on today, but I am having a tropical cocktail. I know the other day I was having like water. Not today, sis. Not today. So the other day I decided to do my hair, and that's why we're like cute like this, you know what I mean? You know, guys, I'm just feeling myself. Like, you know, when you do your makeup and your hair looks cute, your outfit looks bomb, I'm literally just like, hey. What a wow. Guys, so the thing is, on Friday I said that I wanted to do my hair, you know, like I wanted to do my braids and whatever, and then bang, I ran out of braids. I was so irritated. I was like, wow. So anyway, on Saturday I then asked my dad, which was like yesterday, I then asked my dad if he could go pick up like braids because he was already out, and I was like, hey, do you mind picking up braids for me, like instead of me having to go all the way there? And I was just hoping for like a cute father and daughter moment. I really just thought my dad would actually do it. So men's came back home around 5, so the shops had already closed, and he was like, yeah, I went but I didn't find the braids. And I was like, did you really? Did you really? Like, did you really go? Or did you just like decide you were just gonna lie to me? But that's okay. So today I woke up and I of course had to go buy the braids, and I literally forgot that shops in Perth are just behind and they literally open at like 11, like on Sundays. So anyway, I went and got my braids around 11, came back home. By the time that I got back home, I was really hungry and I, you know, needed to eat. So I ended up deciding, you know what, since we're girlfriends, you know, since you and I are friends, you're not gonna mind if I do my hair in front of you. So in this video I'm basically going to be doing my hair. This is the braid that I'm actually going to use, and I figured, you know, like I said, we're girlfriends, y'all not gonna mind me doing my hair in front of you. This is a braid that I'm using. It's called Congo Twist Goddess. So this is the braid that I'm using, and it's like twist, and it has like this little whatever it's called at the bottom. While I'm doing my hair, I'm just gonna be talking. So a friend of mine, right, she always sends me like videos, and I send her some videos sometimes, and like we'll ask each other like, oh, what do you think about this? Like, this is interesting, what do you think? In this video, this woman was talking about how women need to work on their game. Like, women need to learn to shoot their shot. You should know how to attract what you want. Like, you should learn how to, I think she said something along the lines of, you should learn how to flirt. She wasn't really talking in the essence of you should learn how to like ask a guy out, really. She still feels like, you know, a guy should ask you out, but she was saying like, as a woman, you should step your game up. I was trying to figure out, okay, like what was I like, you know, what was my introduction to dating, like what was my game, you know? And I don't know, like I'm interested in knowing, like, do you have game? Like, do you have game? Because I feel like I don't have any game. Like, I was actually thinking about it yesterday. I was like, it actually concerned me because I was like, do I have game? Like, if I were to actually be put in a setup where I have to like flirt with someone or actually like approach someone or shoot my shot, I would fail. I would genuinely fail. Like my game is probably so pathetic. So when I started thinking about this, right, I started thinking about all the times when I was a lot younger, when I would act out like towards a guy. Like, what would I do? And guys, I was in my room laughing at myself like, sis, what were you doing? I don't know about you, if you've ever done things that you're like, nah, like what was wrong with you? Like, why were you doing that? I'm gonna tell you guys like 2 stories that came back to me. So this is the thing, you guys. I was always a UFO. I don't know if you guys know what a UFO is, but back in school, UFOs were unidentified objects. Guys, I was a UFO since birth. Like, I've never been like part of the cool clique. I've never really like, I never really had a lot of boys like coming after me like that. And that's just the truth. Like, to be quite honest, even now, I'm pretty much still an unidentified object. The first time that I remember having a crush in my life was literally like in grade 6. So where we used to live, right? there was always like the main car that used to pick up all the kids and like take them to school, and then I used to get dropped off by just our driver most of the times, because I also used to go to the school that was the furthest. So this guy, he used to go to the same school as me. So what used to happen is, a lot of the times his mom and my dad would both take turns to send us to school, or his driver or my driver would take turns to get us to school. So I guess just because we were now going to school together, you know, sis caught a little bit of a crush. And I don't even remember if he was nice to me. I don't remember if he even used to talk to me. He probably used to talk to me like as a sister. But I remember one day writing a letter to him and telling him that I had a crush on him. Guys, this new guy who I actually ended up dating had just moved to area where we used to. He tried to fight me on the first day because he called me a spoiled brat, told him something about his mom. From that day forward, this guy, okay, so we're gonna call the guy whose mom was a manager X, and then we're gonna call the guy that I end up dating Y, right? So Y used to fight me for everything. I remember one day, I don't know what had happened, for whatever reason, myself and X, who used to go to the same school as me, had to get dropped off using the same car that everybody else used to get onto. I don't know at what point when I dropped my letter, I don't know what happened. All I remember is why he took my letter, guys, and he read it out in front of everyone. My heart, I just remember as a young person, my heart shattered. My heart shattered. I can even feel the moment right now. I remember just being so embarrassed at that time as well. Like I told you, I was literally a UFO. So I used to have a lips. It was really bad because I'll literally say like, hi, my name is Vumbi, and I was in grade 6. Can you just imagine how embarrassing that is? Like in grade 6, as Y is reading it out, you guys, like X is there, he's sitting there, and I just remember him just looking at me like, bruh, like what the hell? Like why would you even do that? Like why would you even embarrass yourself? And they just laughed at me. They literally laughed at me so hard. I was so embarrassed. After grade 7, he went to like a boarding school or whatever, and I really never saw him after that. The second time that I shot my shot is really when I lost my marbles. So this was now in Form 3, a year before I moved to Australia. So at that time, I suppose like everyone had a boyfriend, you know, like, and my friends and I used to have this whole thing of, I don't date regular boys, I only date blazer boys. Now I actually had guys who now were interested in me as well and all that. So now I was definitely like picking up my confidence, starting to feel like, okay, I can definitely compete. So, you know, I can definitely pull a thing also. So basically in Zim, like lower 6 and upper 6, which is year 11 and year 12, they used to wear their blazers to school basically. And for me, that was just such an attraction. So my friends and I used to get picked up, right? And at that time, we had worked out a way where we could all get picked up by like one driver, get dropped off in the town, and then sort of go to like where our parents work and then go home from there. So we literally used to, guys, like we would put our blazers in our bags and we'd get dropped off in town, put our blazers on, in our uniforms on, like guys would literally walk around in town just like doing nothing, no direction, no whatever. So every time we would do that, it was obviously because we wanted to be seen. This one fine day, I'll never forget it, guys. As my eyes are closed right now, I can literally see it. It was a little bit sunny, like it was definitely on a sunny day. We were walking, it was me and my 3 friends. We were dressed up in our usual uniform, you know, and we were walking. We were right there with my friends, and that's where I saw him. Oh, guys, that day I just remember being like, am I in an American movie? Are we in a music video? Like, I did not know this type could be found in this small town. I'm gonna call him L. He was walking with his 4 friends, wearing like a red with like white lines, one of those basketball jerseys, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they called, but it looked like that, but it was a fubu. He was in fubu, guys. Oh, he was in fubu. Oh, yes. And he had like a white t-shirt, like a white short sleeve t-shirt inside. He was in blue baggy jeans. Hey. And he was wearing white high tops. I'm trying to think of the name that we used to call them back then, because it makes it sound more, it gives to the story, but I just can't remember. What they're called. So he was wearing one of those, and his friends were literally wearing the same thing. They were literally, everything on them was literally the same. He had cornrows. Hey! He was light skinned. Oh! Had a white towel in their back pockets, hanging a little bit. So obviously it's not like we could say hi or anything, so we let them go. He goes, never saw him again. He was about 4 months down the line. Hasn't come over to my house. Soccer, I used to play a lot of sports, so he was just known by everyone. And I remember just asking him one day, and I was like, hey, so you go to this school, right? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, is there a person or like a group that does this, like that walks around, wears stuff? And he was like, oh yeah, I know him. The one with the name of a telephone company. And I was like, well, I didn't know what his name was, but yeah, like he looks like this, he looks like this. And my cousin was like, yeah. In fact, he actually just lives around here. And I was like, what you mean? Where does he live? And he was like, yeah, he just lives like, around. And I was like, so, you want to introduce me? And he was like, nah, that man is a player. Like, want him, blah, 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 blah. He just does a lot of rubbish. He dropped out of school, da, da, da. Trust me, when he said he dropped out of school, I was like, that's a meal. Time I used to have like a little puppy called Poppy. So I used to take him like running all the time, like every single day I would go running with him. So literally now every single day, guys, I started running past that guy's house. That's how I was shooting my shot. Every single day, guys, I would take my dog. My mom was like, ha, Manangu, good job. Like Rumbi is really, out here taking care of her responsibilities. No, mom, I was just trying to shoot my shot. So every single day I'll take my dog and I'll go running, I'll run past his house and whatnot. I think it was about a month of me doing that. Every time I used to run, I'd run like in my little, what's it called? In those little gym skates. Hey guys, wow. Can you imagine I was 14 when I was doing that? I was actually in a relationship of some sort too when I was out here running around and shooting my shot. One day I go, I'm running with my dog, like Poppy. I'm like, that day I was like in my I think now it was like around winter. So I was 14. It was winter. I was actually 14. Wow, that's crazy. And I was wearing like my JLo tracksuit. I don't know if you guys remember JLo tracksuits. I will find a picture and I will post them. I was in my JLo tracksuit, a pink one, and I'm running. And then as I'm running, this girl, so as I just like was just about to get to their house, this girl tends to almost go into their house. So as I'm coming back, she was like, hey, and I was like, oh hey, how are you? So I stopped and I was like, hey, how are you? She's like, oh, I'm good, what's your name? And I was like, oh, I'm Rimby. She's like, oh, I really like your tracksuit. I'm like, oh, thank you. And she had like this really like nosy like accent that I really didn't understand. Like, where's your accent coming from? Oh, it just wasn't a local accent. I remember like, finishing off my run, and I was just like, oh yeah, definitely that's his girlfriend. Like, what am I even thinking? At that time, like I said, I was dating this guy. We're gonna call him K. He was just like a really nice boy, like really quiet, and wasn't really my thing. But he had asked me out, and he was very, very good looking, and he was a blazer boy, so I just kind of had to be in the relationship, really. I text Kay like, hey, so I'm gonna go to the shops, da, da, da. He was like, okay, well, I'll be waiting for you. So he was waiting for me. We walked together to the shops. As I'm being walked back home by Kay, and we're probably talking about something that was definitely not interesting, because that boy was really not interesting. I just from afar, I just saw him, guys. That day, he had that little, that little bandage, that Nelly wears in Dilemma. He had that little kata. He was in this like light pink shirt, opened, like unbuttoned, with the white wife beater inside. And he had, I think he was wearing black slacks on that day. I think he was wearing like black jeans or black slacks. I really can't remember. And then he had like slides on. So you know how like, we have slides now. Like back then they were really not cool. Like they were not really like bougie the way that they are now. So he was wearing slides on. I remember he had like Nike slides on. He used to wear his slides with socks. Right? He had his cornrows, he had his headphones on, walking with his Walkman, you know, walking, but literally just feeling like, oh my God, could there have been a worse time to be accompanied by K? I was so annoyed. In case starts telling me, oh, I really don't like this guy. He thinks he's everything just because he came from UK. So for me, you know, small town girl, the minute that I heard that this boy had been in UK before, I was like, Father God, work your miracle. My need to shoot my shot intensified. Anyway, so time goes by. I think it was probably like 2 weeks, 3 weeks into it. And then one day, you know, our maid comes up to me, like, and then she was like, oh, hey, you've got a friend at the gate. And I was like, I don't have any friends that live in this area. Like, what? I go to the gate and guess who it is? It was his sister. We start talking, and then later on she's like, oh, by the way, like, do you know my brother? And I was like, no, don't know him. What's your brother? And then she told me, she's like, oh, his name is this. Oh, you probably have seen him around. He's actually seen you. And I was like, oh, has he? I just don't know. He's like, yeah, I think he saw you the other day. She's like, yeah. Anyway, he was asking for your number. I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Oh, I was like, yes. Now, you know, like we text back and forth, and you're like, oh, are you going to the shops anytime soon? I'm like, oh, one day I just decided, Kuda, I'm out, broke up with him. As things are progressing, because obviously, like back then, it's not like a guy could just be like, hey, I like you, then you're like, yes, I like you too. Like a guy had to like wait 3, 4, 5 months before he could even ask you out. One day, this man comes up to my house. He's like, you know, do you want to take a walk if your parents are not around? And I was like, okay, well, hold up, and I'll actually get my dog so I can say that I'm taking the dog for a run. Guys, so as was standing, from the corner of my eye, I just saw a goldish car coming in, and I remember just dying inside. So now I'm frozen, and he's like, shit, is that your mom and your dad? And you know, he had like that little accent. He's like, shit, is it your mom and your dad? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. Just ignore more. Don't say anything. I'm like, okay, well, you go. So he goes, I open up the door, I go back inside, and then my parents come in. I go to the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen singing a Christian song, hoping that the Holy Spirit can come down in our house and just make my parents forget what they've seen. Me, my dad goes off at me. He basically tells me, if you feel like you're ready to have boyfriends, to get pregnant, then you can duck out of my house. So I ended up getting beat up, obviously. I don't even feel like I needed to tell you guys that, because you already knew that I was gonna get beat up. Straight after, my sister literally snitched on me. My mother had found out from my sister where this guy's house was. My mother had gone to his house, went off at him, probably told him things that he should have not heard. Men's just ghosted me. Tried like, hey, we're gonna go to shops. Hey, we can talk now. Hey, and I was just ghosted. So personally, that was the end. That was the end of me shooting my shot. I've never really shot my shot since then. Don't even try. I basically have always waited for someone to really like me, and for me to be very sure that the person likes me, and then I go for them. For me, shooting my shot is me daydreaming about you, and it ends there. You will never know. My game in terms of like me at the date, oh, that's on point. That's very on point. I don't really think I'm a flirt. To be quite honest, if I was to rate myself as a flirt, I would probably be like a 4.5. I'll probably be like a 4.5. But in terms of like having general conversation, I'm like a 9, you know, like solid conversation for stuff, 9, like proper 9. Flirting, probably like a 3.5, 4.5 type of person, to be honest. I actually really want to know, like, is that something that you guys are even conscious about, especially if you're single? Are you conscious of your game, like, you know, your dating game? Like, do you have game? You guys give a girl some tips? Anyway, so the moral of the story is that I just realized I don't know how to shoot my shot. And if I was genuinely in a situation where I met somebody that I genuinely liked, I genuinely would not know, I'm saying genuinely a lot, I genuinely would not know what to do. If I was on a dating show and you could win $1 million for the most amount of people that you shoot your shot with, I would be walking away from that game show with $0. I just would be walking away with $0. Thank you so much for watching. Like I told you, today I didn't really have like a proper topic. I just wanted to come and like pretty much just hang out. Really, I just actually just wanted to hang out. I definitely want to know like if girls really do work on their game or not. I really want to know if that's something that we even do, or if it's just something that this girl was talking about. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, for joining me on Pillow Talk, where I basically talk about everything to do with love, relationships, heartbreak. I will see you guys next week. Have a good week.